Hey everyone, my name is Katrina. I'm a pelvic floor physical therapist, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why I don't really like banded squats. So if you've seen someone do a squat, they may put a band around their leg so they can press out into the band as they do a squat. Now, when people are doing banded squats, the common reason why maybe a personal trainer or a physical therapist may recommend that is that it might help you activate your glutes better. But what I notice is that a lot of people have a lot of lower back and glutes tension. So if you struggle with lower back pain, sciatica, or piriformis pain, SI joint pain, tend to posteriorly pelvic tilt a lot or tend to clench your butt, and you're being told that you need to strengthen your glutes, you may want to focus on releasing the glutes first so that you can get a better glute activation. So what I notice is that people with those symptoms have a lot of tension in the back of their pelvis. So if they are trying to get more glute activation using the band, they are probably making their situation worse because this area is already very tight. So what I'm basically trying to say is that if this area is very tight and you're adding a band around your knees, you're further activating this back part, making it more clenched. So what I recommend is if you are struggling with activating your glutes, instead try to lengthen your glutes first to create more space in those muscles so that it's better to activate when you do the exercise. So oftentimes if a muscle is very tight or stiff or short, like it's in a clenched position, it's going to be hard to activate that muscle. So if a muscle is in a shortened position, it's going to be harder to contract it more because it's already contracted. So muscles operate at a length tension relationship. So a muscle has to be at a certain length and needs to have good mobility, good pliability, good length to contract. Otherwise, there's nothing to contract. So if you, again, struggle with a lot of tension in your back, your SI joint, your back, and your butt, then I highly recommend lengthening that area, and that will automatically help you recruit your glutes better. So if we don't add the band around our knees, then how do we do it? So I wanted to show you a little bit about how you can use the inner thighs to activate your glute muscles. So your glute muscles, this is the back of your pelvis. The glute muscles are located in the back of your pelvis, and they attach from this iliac crest all the way down into your femur here, and they also attach from your sacrum all the way down across into your femur. So they form the back of your butt. Now, if you have a lot of tension in this area, it's going to cause your pelvis to be in this kind of tightened position. You're going to be clenched, you're going to be tucked. You might see some moms when they carry their baby, they're kind of like this position, or when people are standing in line, they're kind of like this. So again, if you have a lot of tension here, that's going to create a lot of discomfort, maybe tightness, achiness in the back. So what you need to do is you need to lengthen, create more space. And one way to do that is by activating your inner thighs. So your inner thighs, or your adductors, attach from your pubic bone to your femur here, all the way down. So pubic bone all the way down into this inner part of your femur. So to activate the glutes, the glute muscles does this motion. They abduct, or they externally rotate. So again, the glutes abduct, so go away, or they externally rotate, foot turning out. The inner thighs adduct, so bringing the leg across midline, and they also can help internally rotate. So one way to lengthen your glutes is by recruiting your inner thighs. So now, again, with your inner thighs, you can do it with your leg moving about a stable femur. You can also do it with your pelvis moving about a stable femur. Sorry, I might have said that wrong. So you can activate your inner thighs by moving your femur off a stable pelvis or moving your pelvis off a stable femur. So another way that you can activate the inner thighs is instead by just doing this motion, you can also do this motion, where you can bring this out. Because when the adductors contract, it can pull this out. So when you do that, it naturally helps open up the bottom. It naturally helps unclench your glutes. So that is basically a demonstration of how activating your inner thighs helps naturally lengthen your glutes, creates more space in the back of your pelvis, and that may resolve some of your lower back pain and your sciatica, your SI joint pain, anything like that. So how do we activate your inner thighs? So one of the best ways to activate your inner thighs is just by simple cues. So your inner thighs are fascially connected to your pelvic floor, your core, the inside of your legs, all the way down to your big toe. So if you are doing a squat, instead of placing a band around your legs and thinking about pressing out into the band, think about pressing your big toe into the ground as you do the squat. So as you're pressing your big toe into the ground, you might feel a little bit of activation of your inner thighs, some recruitment. And as you activate your inner thighs, it helps naturally lengthen those glutes. So you want to think about using those inner thighs to lengthen your glutes and create some space in the back of your pelvis so that you're unclenching this area, you're kind of decompressing that SI joint, creating more space in the back. So again, that's one very simple cue. So again, instead of using a band, try a big toe activation, or you can use a yoga block. So you're gonna place the yoga block between your knees. You're gonna lightly squeeze that yoga block as you do some squats. So that's a very easy way of how you can change up that exercise. Now again, the band isn't necessarily bad, but again, if you're having difficulty activating your glutes, you might wanna try this technique first, and then you can try doing the banded squats once you get some more space in the back of your pelvis. Another way to encourage more inner thigh activation is to do some exercises in which your pelvis is moving around a stable femur. So I will also link down some other videos in terms of different exercises you can do to help activate the inner thighs. I'm just going to show you a very simple one. So when we move our pelvis into adduction or internal rotation, this activates these muscles and lengthens the back. So when I move my pelvis this way, it's lengthening the back of the glutes because I'm keeping this leg stable, I'm rotating my pelvis, so it's going to create length. So that is another way, again, to create space in the back of your pelvis so that you can relieve some of the achiness in the back of your glutes. So again, those are two different ways. The first way is just using the typical squat and pressing your big toe down into the ground. The second way is doing a more of a closed chain, pelvis over femur. So I hope that video was helpful. Again, banded squats aren't necessarily bad. They may just not be ideal for where you are right now. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. I will also link down some other videos in regards to how to do some exercises to help lengthen those glutes and those lower back muscles to help create space.